Okay, am I audible to all of you? Hello. Is my voice coming?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, in the last session, we seen about the biomass yield and biomass combustion characteristics. So we will revise that point again, because only 2 points from this chapters are remaining, and we are going to move towards the next chapter from the next lecture. So in this session, we will just revise first whatever covered in the last lecture, and we will cover remaining 2 points, that is IC biogas operated IC engine and biogas for cooking purpose, etc. So can anyone tell me the what is exactly biomass yield that you seen in the last lectures? Biomass yield. Or you can tell me definition of that. Okay. We seen in the last lecture also, actually biomass yield is the ratio of the amount of biomass produced to the amount of substrate consumed. Substrate is nothing but what? It is the base. So by utilizing how much amount of the substrate, we can get how much amount of the gas or biomass from that substrate. So it is the ratio of that biomass and substrate. So this definition is called as the biomass yield. So from that we can determine how much amount of methane content we can get by utilizing which type of the substrate. Substrates are nothing but what? Examples of the substrate are wheat straw. Wheat straw, wheat straw ला काय म्हणतात? Wheat straw म्हणजे एक्झॅक्ट काय? If we utilize full wheat straw, then how much amount of the methane content can we get per kg or per liter, etc. If liquid is there, we can consider for the per liter, and if solid is there, we can consider for the kg. So substrates, examples of the substrate are cow manure, pig manure, horse manure, sewage sludge, tree leaves, rice straw, grass, etc. are the examples of the substrate. So we seen in one table regarding the methane content in the last lecture. So by utilizing wheat straw, we can get full wheat straw. That is, we can get from the uh, by cutting the crops, wheat crops. So average methane content from that wheat straw are 78.5%. And if we chop that straw at 3 centimeter, that means if one straw cutted at or chopped at 3 centimeter, every 3 centimeter, then methane content we can get more, because it will get easily decomposed. So average methane content from that wheat straw will get 80.2%. Then if you micronized that wheat straw up to 0.2 centimeter, then 81.3% methane content we can get. So depending upon the substrate, or instead of that substrate, how much micronized that substrate is. So on that also average methane content are dependent. So if we speak about the manure, so manure is nothing but what? Shenkhat. From the cow manure, we can get 60% of the methane content if we utilize that manure for generating biogas. Then for the horse manure, it will up to 66%. Then for the sheep manure, 65%. Poultry manure, 68%. If you speak about the human feces, 50%. So this is the average methane content that are available, that we can obtain from the substrates. So can anyone explain about the combustion characteristics, what you studied in the last lecture? So actually combustion characteristics are shown on your slides or on your screen, but you have to explain whatever you know about that points. What about biomass density? So which type of the particles should be considered for the combustion? Low density particles should be considered for combustion, or high density particles should be considered for the combustion? That means for the burning purpose. Okay, particles having high density are considered for the combustion purpose. And if we speak about the wood, 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 then in that wood also there are different types of the biomass: hardwood chips, softwood chips, pellets, sawdust, planer shavings, etc. are the types. So planer shavings, we seen in the sawdust means what? Sawdust. Sawdust means what? So in this image you can see planer shavings means what? pellets, hammer milled biomass, then straw biomass. Straw biomass you can see here. So here straw biomass is here. This is the waste from the wheat crops, and that we can utilize for the generation of the biogas. And if you cut or micronize the straw, that can be beneficial for the generating higher amount of the methane content. Then planar shavings, planar shavings. Then what is mean by pellets? Pellets. Pellets means what? Then a hammer milled biomass. Okay. Always particles having high density are considered for the combustion because the size of that higher density particles is lower, and that can be stored easily at any place. You can see in the images planar shavings, hammer milled biomass. That means whatever the raw biomass we are getting from the environment, that is crushed by one machine. So that crushed biomass can be easily burned for the combustion process. So this is the one beneficiary point. And if we utilize lower density material, raw biomass for that combustion process, then it is difficult to store and transport also. And if you want to generate equal amount of the energy from the biomass having higher density as well as lower density, so as compared to the lower density biomass, higher density biomass amount is much required for to generate the same amount of the energy. Then if we speak about the particle size, then how much of the particle size is necessary for the combustion process? Lower size particles are necessary or higher bigger size particles are necessary? Okay, who will tell me the size of the particle? Which one will be the beneficial for the combustion process? Smaller size particles or bigger size particles are necessary? Okay, you can see in the last lectures, particle size that is required for the combustion process is always smaller particle size, because biomass with smaller particle size is good for the combustion process because smaller particles can be easily burned. And if we reduce the particle size, then it is a higher amount of the energy can be obtained, and it reduces the risk of the partial combustion. Partial combustion means what? If we utilize solid part for the combustion process, so it will not be burned easily. So some amount of the energy wastage is there. So to avoid such problems, uh, biomass with smaller particle size should be used for the burning process. Then what about the heating value? Heating value of the biomass. What is meant by the heating value of the biomass? Okay, heating value represent the amount of the energy that we are getting from the from the burning of the biomass. It is called as the heating value. Heating value is nothing but what? It is the energy, amount of the energy that we are getting from the burning of the biomass. So, biomass having high heating value is always prepared for the combustion, because we can get maximum amount of the heat energy from that type of the biomass. Okay, then moisture content. So if there is a moisture, is that particle will burn easily or not? If a biomass having a moisture content in that material, so it will affect for the combustion process or not? If material having moisture content in that material, that will burn easily or not? Okay, if there is a moisture content available in that material, it will negatively affect on combustion process, so it will not be burned easily. So there is a some amount of the energy needed for the combustion, because to remove that moisture, or for the evaporation of the water content available in that material, some amount of the heat energy will get wasted. So it also decreases the heating value of the biomass. So whenever material, whenever selection of the biomass for the combustion process is required, then moisture content should be considered. So biomass having lesser moisture content, less than 10%, should be prepared, so that that biomass can be easily burned. Okay, one more point I want to ask you all. So if you want to select a site for the biogas plant, so which factors will you consider for selection of the biogas plant? Site selection for the biogas plant. So if you want to select a site for the biogas plant, so which factors will you consider? Everyone is muted. Why? This is general questions. Aditya, Suresh. हाँ श्रद्धा. If you want to select a site for the biogas plant, which factors will you consider for that? If you don't want to tell by unmuting yourself, you can send messages also, but just try to give reply.
हा बोला. मला एक गोष्ट सांगा, तुमचं पहिल्या राऊंडला लागलं कुठंच लागलं नाही का?
Okay, who will tell me the answer, or whatever the points you can tell, that also you can tell me. Which factors will you consider while selecting the site for the biogas plant? सपोज तुम्हाला एखादा बायोगॅस प्लांट इन्स्टॉल करायचंय, तर त्या ठिकाणी तुम्ही कोणकोणते पॉइंट्स कन्सिडर कराल?
त्याच्यानंतर परत ते प्रोसेस चालू होईल, त्यामुळे आता नाही तरी चालेल डायरेक्ट.
Surface area.
Ankita, very good. Supply of the water, because that water is necessary for making the slurry. So next, you just think and tell me one by one, no problem. Ankita, Ashwini. Moisture content. Okay, moisture content should be considered for the biomass, which are necessary for the combustion. If we speak about the biogas plant for creating the gases, or for the generating gases, moisture content it is not necessary. If you want to select site for the biogas plant, that means for the generating biogas. Okay, you want to install a biogas plant, but you don't have source of cow dung or manure, poultry manure, cow manure, etc. It is not available. So is it possible to utilize that plant without raw materials?
No, ma'am.
Okay, these points also should be considered. So source of cow dung or material for the biogas generation is necessary. raw material for the biogas generation. Then next, if you want to make a biogas plant but you don't have space for that, so how it can be possible? So space requirement may be the will become 1 point for the site selection. Okay, space requirement. So which point, how many points we seen till now? Material for the biogas generation, then availability of the water, space requirement, then next, okay, suitable areas and building materials. Very good. Very good, Ankita. Okay, if you are installing that point or that plant for the residential purpose, and if that location of the plant is far away from the residence, then is it will be beneficial or not? Okay, size of the plant. Very good. Size of the plant. Okay, so the distance between the plant and site of a gas consumption, that means residence and the plant, it should be minimum, because if there is any gas leakage, or to minimize the gas leakage problem, that distance should be minimum. Gas storage dome. Okay.
असेल
Very good. Very good response from your side also.
काय ओरिजिनल आहे का
Outlet pipe, gas pipeline. Very good. So this point should be considered.
तिथे कुठं लागलं आपल्याकडे लागलं का? कशाला लागले तिथे ठीक आहे तिला सांगा त्याच्याला 3 वाजायच्या आतपर्यंत आपल्याला इथे पाहिजे
Okay, now we are going to see IC engine operation for a biomass. And this is the block diagram of the operation. So here biomass charcoal is used as a fuel. Then gasifier is connected. So what is the function of that gasifier? It converts the, what it does? What is the use of gasifier? Hmm? So inside that gasifier, whatever the biomass charcoal is there or any other biomass are there, that may be sawdust or anything else that should be burned in this gasifier, and whatever the gas is coming from that gasifier should be used for the further process. That means for this block. So as we all know, these only gases are not sufficient for the starting the first for the starting or for the operation of the IC engine operation. So that here also uh, cattle dung waste, crop residue, kitchen waste, municipal waste, etc. raw materials are used for the generation of the methane gas in the biogas plant. So here methane gas is produced, methane gas. So what is the CH4 is the formula for the methane. By burning this biomass, here you can get the carbon dioxide, some amount of the carbon dioxide, and here a little amount of the carbon dioxide and maximum amount of the methane gases can be obtained from here. So by combining these all gases, we can run this dual fuel engine. So if the capacity of that any one type of the fuel is not sufficient for the running of running of uh, fuel IC engine, internal combustion engine, so that but type of the gases can be utilized for the running of the IC engine. So whatever the output power available from that engine, that should be utilized for the electricity uh, generated, that should be utilized for the various applications, whatever it may be, various applications. Then for the grilling, milling purpose, cutting purpose, or anything else, these applications are not fixed. So depending upon the output power, you can utilize for the particular application. Okay. Okay. Use of renewable and alternative fuels for IC engines is necessary because of the uncertainties. Some of to avoid the some uncertainties associated with future availability of the fuel, so that what type of the gases can be utilized for the burning purpose, and the biogas collected is flammable. So whatever the gases we are getting from the biogas plant, that may be methane, carbon dioxide, etc. gases are flammable, so that can be utilized for the internal combustion engines as a fuel. And that IC engines are attached to the electrical generators which may produce electricity. That may be utilized for the farm use, or for the cooking also, for the heating purpose also, depending upon the applications. So the output power can be utilized. So I just want to ask you, are you understood this operation of the IC engine? Okay. If anyone having query regarding anything, can ask me. Okay, in this video you can see the dual fuel engine. What is how is it is exactly operating.
तुमचं पहिलं राऊंड कुठला आहे तुमचं घ्यायचंय का डॉक्युमेंट आलं ना तुमचं
A lean burn combustion process when
फक्त व्हॅलिडिटी प्रॉब्लेम होता
The dual fuel engine utilizes a lean burn combustion process when operating on gas. Here, the gas is mixed with air before the intake valves during the air.
Okay, in this case, you can see whenever this part is going at downward side. So at this position only, this whatever the gas is available inside this pipe that are going to here. And whenever this piston is going at the upper side, then ignition process is happening. So you can see
Intake period. After the compression phase, the gas-air mixture is ignited by a small amount of liquid pilot fuel. This pilot fuel is pressurized and fed into the.
so here in this case, liquid fuel is used here. That may be diesel or anything else. So liquid, and here gas fuel is used. So in case of our biogas operated IC engine, we are not using liquid. So instead of this liquid fuel, we can use biomass charcoal, or then after that biomass charcoal gasifier can be utilized. So this is for just for showing the operation. I just played this video.
Cylinders by a small common rail system. Combustion is fast, and after the working phase, the exhaust gas valves open and the cylinder is emptied of exhaust gases. The inlet air valves open when the exhaust gas valves close, and the process starts again. The fuel engine utilizes a lean burn combustion process when operating on gas. Here, the gas is mixed with air before the intake valves during the air intake period. After the compression phase, the gas-air mixture is ignited by a small amount of liquid pilot fuel. This pilot fuel is pressurized and fed into the cylinders by a small common rail system. Combustion is fast, and after the working phase, the exhaust gas valves open and the cylinder is emptied of exhaust gases. The inlet air valves open when the exhaust gas valves close.
Okay, I hope that you all understood the operation of the IC engine. If anyone not getting idea about how it is actually operating, so you can contact me. So if anyone having query regarding this, can ask me, or otherwise we will stop here. Okay, shall we stop here? Okay, thank you for joining this session and maintain such attendance for next lectures also. So I will once again just take screenshot of your attendance.